Good morning, my friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. The water's fine. Good morning, Chainbreakers. Just getting this shared out. Here we go. Awesome. Good morning, Chainbreakers. Glad to have you here this morning. Hi, I'm Brad Smith. I am the host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise. And I want to welcome you in here today. This is going to be another marvelous Monday. That's right, Nat Nathaniel Banks. Hey, Nat. Glad to have you here this morning. Glad to have you here too, Jeremy. This is going to be another marvelous Monday because that's the way I choose for it to be. I want to welcome you here, my friends. I can't even begin to tell you how much it pleases me to jump on in here and see you guys joining us every day. But the best way for us to get that word out and get others to join us as well is for you to hit that share button. So reach down, hit that share button, get the message out. Let's get people in here today. Because today I want to talk about what it takes to become the person you want to be. So here's where we're going. What I want to do is take a look at a lot of things. One, are you prepared to become the person you want to be? Have you defined that person that you want to be? See, there's a lot of things that we can imagine ourselves as, but sometimes what we really need to do is stop, take the time, and write down what it is that we want in our lives and who we want to become. Hey, there's my wife, Patty, join us from upstairs. Thank you for your support, baby. Glad to have you here. So define who it is that you want to become, what it is that you want in your life, and what's missing right now. Who you want to become, number one, what's missing in your life, number two, and what it takes for you to become that. So what I really want to dig in is in what it takes for you to become that. Taking a look at that, a lot of us sit back and go, okay, this is what I would have to do in order to become that, but that's not for me. Or this is what it would take for me to become that, but I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. First of all, we have to break off the lies. We have to break off the chains. We have to break off the lies. We have to get rid of those things that keep us from being the person that we know we're capable of being. We need to break down those things that we know we have the ability to truly become what it is that we're intended to be. Because it's only the lies we tell ourselves in our heads, the lies maybe that somebody has told us in our past that we're not capable of. Well, I want you to take a look for just a second and look back 5 years or so. Look back and ask yourself, who was I 5 years ago? And who am I today? Because in many cases, we find ourselves changing over time to be able to keep growing, keep prospering, keep becoming that little bit extra that we want to be. And what we realize is we aren't the same person that we were. If you knew me yesterday, you don't know me anymore. You get what I'm saying? You get where I'm going? Because I can guarantee you, if you look at me when I was in my 20s, that person doesn't look anything like the person that I am today. If you look at me as the person I was in my 30s, that person isn't the person that I am today. In fact, a lot of what society has come, the way technology has come to us, changes the way we are, changes who we are, how we interact, how we connect with people. So we've had to change to adapt. Knowing that you're here today tells me you're not the same person you were a little over 10 years ago, because a little over 10 years ago, all of this wasn't even possible. So you have changed over time. So don't tell yourself that I can't do it, that I'm not capable, that I can't become the person that I need to be, because you don't live in the past anymore. You live in the present, and you're talking about moving toward your future. So we need to take a look at who we are truly in ourselves, because you've obviously learned a lot, or you wouldn't be here. You've obviously learned a lot, or you wouldn't have ever discovered the internet. We would still be playing with email, maybe a little bit with text messages. Cell phones, and certainly what we do on here, is a lot different than what it was 10 years ago. If you remember the phones, the old flip phones, that's what we were dealing with 10 years ago. I guarantee you, you're not the same person. You're dealing with things differently today than you ever have. Maybe not everything has changed in our lives. Maybe we're still married to the same people. Maybe we still have a lot of the same friends. But now I want to take a look at it and ask you who you want to become. Is that consistent with who you are today? Because if who you want to become is not consistent with who you are today, then I need you to start looking at what it takes to become that person. You see, a lot of people sit back and say, only if they would give me a chance, only if they would look my way, only if they would give me that opportunity, I would give 110, 120, 150%. My friends, why aren't you doing that now? You see, if you want them to recognize who it is or what it is that you're capable of doing, maybe you need to show them. Maybe you need to start showing the leadership today that you are capable of, for them to offer you that opportunity for the future. You see, there's another thing that I've learned, is that we can't always depend upon people to recognize the change. Sometimes we have to ask. Let's take a look at ourselves as parents for a second. Do you always just give your kids what it is they want before they've even asked? Now, maybe sometimes when they're little, we've pushed them into baseball, we've pushed them into soccer, we've pushed them into football, we pushed them into basketball, we pushed them into dance, we pushed them into theater, we pushed them into a lot of things that we think they'll like. But at some point, they get to that point in their lives that we step back and we let them discover what it is they want to do. So here's my question. Are you asking your children anymore? Or are you waiting for them to come to you? Are you waiting for them to tell you what it is they want? Because in a lot of cases, they've quit asking because they don't think that you see them the way they see them. Or they got tired of hearing the word no. So I'm going to ask you, are your employees, the people you work with, are they hearing no from you? In a lot of cases, what you need to do as an employee is start saying, boss, I'd like to talk to you about my advancement in this company. Boss, I'd like to talk to you about my future within this company. Sometimes just sitting down and being able to have them look at you in a different way opens their eyes to what it is that you could do for them. Don't just assume that they'll nod your way. Sometimes those opportunities aren't available. Sometimes, knowing that you want to move up, they'll start pouring into you to start grooming you. They'll help move you into the person that you need to be in order to start taking over. You see, my friends, sometimes it isn't just being recognized for moving into that new opportunity. Sometimes it's developing the leadership to move into those opportunities as well. You see, all the time, people get promoted into managers because of the things that they've done. But there is a key difference between being a manager, being a boss, and being somebody who can lead people. Because what we fail to learn as we become managers is you still have customers, but your customers are now your employees. Did you hear that? Your customers, the people that you need to serve, are your employees. Are you pouring into them? Are you providing them the skills? Are you providing them the training? Are you providing them the clear path and what it takes to be successful. You see, the more we can pour in and let people know what it takes to truly become successful, the more it is that we start showing them the path that it takes to grow within your organization. I hope I'm speaking to somebody. I hope you're hearing what I'm telling you today, because it is that servant leadership that develops and creates leaders in the future. If you were to walk away today, is there somebody else that could step into your shoes and start doing your job, still pouring into leaders? The people that you work with, are they managing? Maybe you're a top level manager, there's a medium level of management. Are they pouring into people the way you're trying to pour into them? And if not, why not? Because you should be developing them, giving them the same skills to serve the people that work for them the way you pour in to your managers. You see, there is a trickle-down effect. You have to keep pouring into on a daily basis to help keep growing people in your organization. Growth is what it takes. There are a lot of people that criticize millennials today for having the wrong work ethic, for being lazy, right? My friends, that's not the case. They are no different than what we were when we were that age. The biggest difference today between maybe who we were and a millennial today is a millennial wants a clear path, a clear way, a clear step-by-step process in what it takes to keep growing, to be successful, to keep moving up within the organization. And the more you keep pouring into them as leaders, the more you will keep creating good leaders within your company that can move into those positions, that can create the leadership that will take your entire organization to that new level. It's creating culture. The more you create the culture for leadership, the more leadership will abound within your organization, within your family. You see, even as parents, the way we pour into our children, do you encourage your children on a regular basis? Do you give them the path that they need to follow for their day? You see, it's not just about going to school. It's not just about doing your homework. It's not just about taking the test and scoring well on the test. You are developing adults before their time. Pour into them today by telling them how to reach out to that child that's struggling, by telling them how to reach out and take somebody and tell them, somebody that's struggling as well, and tell them, you're with me today. That nobody's going to pick on you. You're with me. You see, the more you keep pouring into others, the more others will recognize what a true leader you truly are. I hope I'm really speaking to somebody today, because we want here to break those chains off that keep you from becoming the person that you need to be, and the person that you need to be in your family, in your relationships, in your work relationships, with your friends, is a leader. Leaders will be recognized every single day, in every single relationship, because you're pouring into them. What you need to do is not necessarily expect that you'll receive that in return, because there are some people that are takers, but there are some people that are givers. Those are your leaders. They will give back as well, as long as you keep telling them how. Because we don't train leadership anymore until today. We are developing your future by developing leaders. My friends, I want to thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have found this meaningful. You'll find us right here on Facebook at Chainbreakers 365 every single Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you have trouble finding us on live, you can always get us on replay. or you can go to chainbreakers365.com, or you'll find Chainbreakers 365 videos and Chainbreakers 365 gear. You can also go to YouTube, where you'll find the videos there under Chainbreakers 365. I hope if you're in the automotive business that you're also going to Brad Smith, the original car smith. It's a new page I've developed for just for those people in the car industry. Some cases, people in sales. My friends, I want to thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you this time tomorrow here for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Thanks so much for being here. I love you, my friends. If somebody hasn't told you that today, let me be the first. I absolutely love you. Let others know you love them too. And we'll see you tomorrow for Chainbreakers 365. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.